It is said that wars are only won upon the anvil of honor.
Others believe victory requires strategy and a mastery of power.
War is deception. A game played best from the shadows.
Only strength and raw power can assure total dominance.
Rise, minion of the Scourge. I will not let you rest after trying to destroy me. You and your entire race will know nothing but horror and servitude in the afterlife. Welcome guys to a new path, which is confirmed, or at least I can guarantee it's gonna be confirmed for Lord on the Aftermath, which is the Sandlin event. There's been talks about this before, and now it seems it may happen when 1.27 comes out again, which could be at the end of the week, could be next week, who knows. But basically, how I also kind of knew this would happen is basically one of the bugs that Blood Elves had in 1.27 is that they could make Sandlin units, or at least some of them, some elites and such. So it was kind of obvious what we were going to see. Now we're going to go through what this path is going to hold, and I've also been interrogating KP for details about this post, as he has been helping Sunfall and SVNMS, especially he's been creating the post. So what can we expect in this post? Many numbers are unfinished, and those can possibly be changed in the future. Swarming Shadows will be nerfed due to the strength of the spell, expecting to be added in 1.28. Spells with improved... Okay, so spells with improved has additional effects on them. Okay, so I guess we won't see what's going on then. Let's just get in. So upgrades we can expect to see is the Darkfall and Necromancy, unlocks the animated dead for the Darkfall and Archmages. Blood Queen's Elites, replace the Darkfall and Archmages with Darkfall and Blood Knights. Darkfall and Fury unlocks a resistance skin for Deathblades and give 50 HP health for Deathblades and melee wretched units. Alright, so we're gonna get into the units then. Darkfall and Archmage. Once regarded as a master of magics in the Bloodraven Society, the Darkfall and Archmage has been raised from her peaceful death, I guess I would say. Now serving the Lich King with her magical powers, providing with a supportive healing spell, which will then transvert to her rampage by banishing targets and using deadly scourging waves. After the powerless victims has been slain, they will be revived by the Archmage to serve the Lich King, just like her. So this is a limit of 4, gold cost 55, health 550. Yeah, you can look at the numbers yourself. I'll just go through the spells. Dark Mending, which is going to be the healing. Revolution. Scourging Wave. Does it say anything about that? Yeah. Acid Flask Effect. Description: the Archmages, oh goddammit, overpowers her opponent, fearing an unholy wave of crippling death at the enemies of the Scourge, damaging X for over time, as well as reducing the armor. So basically, Scourging Wave is an acid bomb. Banish we know about, Animated Death we know about, and Dark Mending is a rejuvenation. So this is one of the elites they can have, and then it's the second elite they can get, which is the Blood Knight. The Blood Knight fighting the relentless undead until its demise, or what he thought it was. He now serves the Lich King with unholy powers and thirst goddammit, for blood. He have nearly abandoned all his previous skills and replaced them with those of the Sandlin, allowing him to feast on his target's life force, getting their durability over time. The Blood Knight strike with his blades, getting occasional rune bursts and slicing his opponents for extra damage, following quickly by his vampiric aura, giving him lifesteal and bonus damage to his rune blades. Should he be overwhelmed, the Blood Knight can split with a portion of his blood, creating weaker illusions of himself. Ooh. So the spells will be Soul Feast, Rune Blade, Vampiric Blood, and Blood Illusion. So we can imagine Soul Feast, which is a life plus mana drain, Rune Blade, which is critical strike, Vampiric Blood, which is Vampiric Potion, which gives Vampiric Aura for himself and 15% lifesteal, sorry, and 10 bonus damage. Blood Illusion, which is Mirror Image, and it deals some of the Blood Knight's damage. So this is the other possible elite you can get as the Sandlin. You have a research which you can replace your Archmages to the Blood Knights. Now, Dark Fallen Nobles. A noble magic slain during the assault on the Frozen Throne. The noble, however, did not abandon his ways of royalty, and even in death will cling on to his previous life's rank. The noble will strike with summons in combat, writhing his opponents down by inflicting them with parasites who may grow to full size and fight on theirs. His servants, also slain by the Scourge, now serves the noble as a spectre, attacking his enemies and returning their help for him. After his enemy's death, he will reanimate them into another servant of his. Okay, so basically his spells are Corpse Maggots, Vengeful Spirits, and Soul Tearing. So Corpse Maggots, which is basically parasites, so it will inflict damage over time, and if the target dies with this effect, it will become a unit, which in this case a maggot. Vengeful Spirit. A Lotus Swarm calls for 2 spirits from the death to drain their noble's foe's life force. 2 spirits, okay. Now, here comes something interesting. Soul Tearing. Raises the soul of a slain ally or enemy, giving them thorns or a drain life effect limited to 1 per noble. But this actually requires a Sunwell. So I, of course, have been reading on the forums to take a look at what the editors of this post or path has been saying, and Sunfall said that it will be beneficial for the Sandlin to keep the Sunwell alive and under their control. I'm not sure if that means corrupted or just like restored, but I would assume Sunwell, restored Sunwell. So there you go. Some of the units are going to require that. Let's move on to the Death Blades. The Lieutenant of the Bloodhound Forces, reanimated as an undead, now strike down on her opponents. After her death, she was gifted Lesser Death Knight's powers to help her and her allies to strike down the enemies of the Scourge. The Death Coil only heals her allies, giving strong support utility to her fellow wretches. Her weapon has been enchanted with that of Frost, giving bonus damage and slows her struck enemies. Should she run out of focus, the runes will fade away and her powers will diminish sharply. Though she will stay strong and defend with her significantly magical resistant armor. So, hold on, I just need to read. Spells, okay, Lesser Death Coil, Icy Touch, and Resistant Skin. The Lesser Death Coil can not target heroes and damage enemies. It is meant for healing. Icy Touch, which is a cold arrow effect, which will, you know, slow enemies and deal damage. And Resistant Skin, which we know what is. Okay, interesting. Next one is Blood Guard. Slain on the front line. Oh, I forgot to say the Deathblade has a limit of 8, and maybe there's a limit on the nobles. Nope. Slain on the front lines, the foot troopers now serve Ranethel as they were raised from their rest. They serve as the new frontliners of the Sandlin, with no connection to any magical source. The Blood Guards loses their mana over time, forcing them to consume the buffs and summons of his enemies. However, this has given the Sandlin a strong fighting force against the magical users of New Lordaeron and an elemental horde, completely obliterating their casters with feedback and vampiric blades, who will obliterate any enemies who is close to another. This, however, will cost the Blood Guards his precious mana, leaving him hungry for more. Ooh. So Devour Magic, feedback, and vampiric blades, which is orb of annihilation. Oh god. But as we did see, he depends on mana. He will lose mana all the time, which means he will need generators to get filled up before going into combat, and he will need to take the buffs of his enemy. Now that is the unit, and I will just quickly leave a screenshot of the units which was left on the posts. So just take a good look. There we go, and now we're gonna go into the heroes of the Sandlin, which of course first one is Prince Kelse. So he will have Dead Winds, Grip of Darkness, Frost Tomb, and Shadow Resonance. So Dead Winds is a reverse scroll of speed, which will freeze the air around him and slowing enemies caught in it. Grip of Darkness summons a water elemental. It's a summon basically. Frost Tomb, which is entangling roots. And Shadow Resonance, which is a serpent ward, creates a ball of destructive shadows and places it on the ground, damaging all opponents nearby. Cool. So Taldaram, Windwalk, Vampiric Aura, Searing Wounds, and Embrace of the Vampire. So we know what Windwalk is. Vampiric Aura, we also know what it is. Searing Wounds. Taldaram's auto attack has a chance to cause his target's armor and life to de-regenerate for X amount. Ooh. And Embrace of the Vampire, which is an improved life drain, basically. Okay. Queen Lanathel herself. Now here's an important note. She is unrevivable and all the other blood princes will be unrevivable should Lanathel die. So her spells is Raging Frenzy, Swarming Shadows, Pact of the Darkfallen, Insect Terror, and Bloodborne. So the T, which is an extra one I'm gonna guess, is a charm which converts an enemy to serve the Scourge, doubling the target's auto attack damage. Oh god, that's... oh wow. Swarming Shadows, which is a Phoenix Fire effect. Lanathel is surrounded by her shadow power, striking anybody in vicinity, then continuing by torturing her target for every 1.5 seconds. Okay, so yeah, auto attack basically with like Phoenix Fire. Pact of the Darkfallen infuses nearby allies with the gift of the Sandalin, restoring, basically kind of a crown effect, I would assume. Restoring X amount of health and X amount of mana, yep. Initiate Terror, improved silence. Ooh, okay. Bloodborne, improved Reign of Chaos. Casts a hellish rain of fire centered around Lanathel, doing light damage and stunning opponents caught in it shortly, as well as calling forth fallen heroes. Depending on the spell rank, that lasts for 45 seconds. While Bloodborne Rain lasts for 6... okay, so Fallen Heroes, which is a unit that will get spawned, which has Sacrificial Burst, Reverse Goblin Landmine effects. The hero sacrifices himself to heal nearby allies. Okay, killing himself in the process. Unjust Powers, Reverse Cripple effect. The hero gives misguided powers to his... God damn it. The hero gives his misguided powers to a Scourge member, improving their attack and speed for 15 seconds. Ooh, okay. Now, I of course tortured KP, sorry KP, on Facebook to get some more information. So basically, you activate Sandlin as normally you would ally Scourge. Basically, both send their requests and, you know, they get allied. And they will then start with maybe one or all of the blood princes, from what I understood it. So, Sunfall, sorry, confirmed to me, not to me, but on the post in the comments, that they want to go to Northrend and do some stuff. So what I can imagine, and also what I got from KP, is that you might have to acquire your heroes. So you may start with one, and then you can acquire the two others. Or there will be some other events, and what I can imagine that could be is maybe Quel'Dalar. There's a chance that Sandlin may be involved with the Quel'Dalar, the sword, so I guess that. And from what you can see, what's it called again? The Noble will benefit from having the Sunwell, and that's the only unit, but they can only have one each, so I guess they will be kind of powerful. But we will see when that time comes. And was there anything else I forgot to mention? Lanathel will be spawned into the game when the Lich King comes into game. So this event can happen early on, but Lanathel will not be a part of your team until Lich King is spawned into game. So what do I have to say about the Sandlin event? Now, from what I can understand, if this is the only units they can have, then I guess it is not too much difference. I mean, sure, Scourge will be strong with 3 players. I'm not gonna lie there. They are strong with 3 players, and they will not have access to all of their heroes from the beginning, maybe, or they will have access to 3 of them and get Lanathel later, or they have to acquire them later on. Lanathel is unrevivable, so by targeting her down, you will make the other Blood Princes unrevivable as well, which means you can cripple the Sandlin quite a lot. Very much. So that will leave them with no revivable heroes and such. So I guess we will see if this will end up in 1.27. They said that it might end up in 1.28, but you never know if it will be added to 1.27. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time guys, bye bye!